might just gonna watch it from my balcony. So yeah.
Well, especially if you're in the strip.
Huh?
Especially if you're in the strip.
Yes.
There's a strip,
Yes.
so that'll be great.
Ayan na.
Take video.
Sige, I'll tag you.
Yes, I wish I could be there.
And happy Phil and Friendship Day. Are we still observing that with the Philippines, right? We still do, right?
Is it today? Oh yeah, I think so.
4th of July, yeah.
Sige,
I think Canada Day on July.
naririnig ba kami? I think naririnig na tayo. Hindi pa.
And happy Phil and Friendship Day. Are we still observing that with the Philippines, right? We still do, right?
I would think.
Oh yeah,
4th of July, yeah.
We're also on YouTube.
I just came from
Hi, Tita Pen from Canada.
and scrubs.
Happy Canada Day and happy 4th of July.
welcome back again to F Magazine. We've been gone for a little while dahil sa mga kabisihan sa life, but today we are doing a very special discussion about exclusivity or inclusivity ng transgender women sa beauty pageants. You know, the Philippines, widely considered a beauty pageant powerhouse, has won in all 4 pageants with a total of 95 placements and 15 victories, 4 Miss Universe crowns, namely Gloria Diaz, year 1969, Margie Moran, year 1973, Pia Wurtzbach, 2015, and of course, Catriona Gray, year 2018. With that said, Cataluna Enriquez, a Filipino-American, just made history by representing not only the state Nevada, but also the LGBTQ plus community, being an openly transgender woman in the national competition this coming November. If she reaches Miss Universe, she will be the second transgender woman who will compete in a global competition after Spain's Angela Ponce in 2018. Napanood ko yan at talagang sobrang kinilabutan ako. Sobra talagang saya ko na Miss Spain, a transgender woman in 2018, was able to walk that beauty pageant. This only shows that the beauty pageant has been redefined from being exclusively for naturally born to the inclusion of transgender women. We are going to be talking about the juicier details with the help of our special guest. We have Miss Erica Luis, which I will introduce to you later, and of course, ang ating pageant guru sa Arizona, Mr. Jim Flores. And I want to thank them for gracing our show today. According to Google, beauty is a combination of qualities such as shape, color, or form that please the aesthetic senses, especially the sight. Such is true as the pageant culture evolves from a showcase of status quo outer beauty to the society being open to embrace beauty, brains, poise, and philanthropy, regardless of race, culture, and now community. Don't forget to like and subscribe our F Magazine sa Facebook and also our YouTube channel, that's My F Magazine. So, pa-subscribe na rin po right now before we proceed sa show. And thank you in advance for doing that. Okay, bago po tayo makipaghuntahan sa ating mga guests tonight, we would like to show you what happened in Vegas. Really doesn't stay in Vegas. It's gonna be shared to us by our kapatid, Miss Jovi Calma. Let's watch it.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have a beautiful guest for today. Actually, originally from Brazil, and I just met her here at Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. And she's very gracious to share us her thoughts about trans in pageantry. So, how are you today,
Lucia?
Lucia?
Having lots of fun.
Yeah, so happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. It looks like
To
it's
you
very
too.
relaxing afternoon for you.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
having fun. Yes.
Okay, so we are kind of I would like to know your thoughts about trans in pageantry. So, is it exclusivity or inclusivity? Which side are you on?
Yes, I love the idea. I think all men and women out there should have a chance. Should be able to express themselves that way, to put their beauty there, to the intelligence out there, the ideas out there. I think there should be something available to everybody, and I'm glad that here in Nevada we started that trend, and I hope that it's spread all over the country. I think it's a great way. This is the best place to start something like that, and I hope everybody caught the idea and bring that around all the mini cities all over the U.S.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Miss
Yes, of
Luciana.
course, yes.
So she is so beautiful. So I guess she should be in the pageant too. All right.
Oh, you're
Have a
nice.
great one, everybody. Happy
You
4th of
too.
July.
Yes.
Thank you. So good afternoon, Vegas. So as I mentioned, we're here in Las Vegas, and I'm so excited because we have a special guest that we just met today as part of our topic about trans in pageantry. Is it exclusivity or inclusivity? So we have Justin in the house. How are you, Justin?
Good, how you doing today, folks?
Well, thank you so much, Justin, for giving us the opportunity. Happy 4th of July. So what are your thoughts about the trans in pageantry right now? So it's like before it's exclusive, now the first, actually, Miss Nevada is a trans, like who just recently won. So what are your thoughts about it?
My thoughts about it is fine, it's your life, it's what you want to do. The only thing I can say is don't complain when you're a male in a female sport, and then you get outdone by a female, and vice versa. If you're once a female wanting to be a male, don't complain that the male structure outdid you for you not being what it is. You're born away, and that's what it is. Yeah, it's your life, live it how you want. Doesn't bug me, that's my opinion.
Well, thank you so much. Are you having fun yet today?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why,
All right.
why not have fun? Yeah,
Well-
I met a cute little guy right here. We're hanging out, having some drinks later, you know?
Yes,
We're
yes.
good. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Justin, for sharing your inputs and thoughts about our topic for tonight. So stay tuned. We'll see you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We're here in Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas, and Rajane is our special guest today, and she's very gracious to share her thoughts about trans in pageantry, whether exclusivity or inclusivity. So how are you, Rajane?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
You're so beautiful. You can be in the pageant. Look at you. She's so tall, everybody. And she's so gracious to be like next to my level. But what are your thoughts about the trans in pageantry? You know that Miss Nevada won as, in the recent pageant, and she's a trans. So what are your thoughts about it?
I honestly feel that everyone has their preference. Her pronouns, I feel like she was very strong and confident enough to, put herself in that predicament to run for Miss Nevada. I'm all for it. I feel like she chooses to be who she chooses to be, and that is a woman, and she should go for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
So moving forward, is that you're okay 100% for inclusivity in our beauty pageant, like
Correct.
the trans
Correct.
pageantry? Sounds
Yes.
good. Where are you from, Rajane?
Fresno, California.
See, from California, folks. We have a beauty queen in the making here in the house. Well, thank you so much. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, no problem.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Yung pinagdaanan niya. But I promise after this, we need to share his story dahil importante yun na malaman ng lahat para hindi rin mangyari sa kanila. But right now, parang mas interesting naman yung storya natin, di ba? And
Yes.
kakatapos lang ng Pride Month, duh! Sobrang mayroon ako talagang kakagaling ko lang ng work. In fact, nakascrubs pa ako. But anyway, share us how you felt doing the interview sa Vegas. You did
To
it
be
like-
honest, it's like, so I would just say happy 4th of July first to all the viewers for F Magazine Online Edition. It's kind of like a little challenging because there are like some folks out there that are willing to share their thoughts and insights about trans in pageantry, but they're like camera shy. So yun lang yung feature natin, those who are like willing to really showcase or share their views sa online. So basically, it's so progressive. So everybody is kind of like 100% on board that they're okay with the trans in pageantry, because they kind of like explained to me that pageantry is not all about, being a woman, right? There's like a reason behind it why candidates join pageantry. So, and it makes sense. So I'm also all for that.
Okay. Well, hindi ko nagugulan ako dito, saglit lang ha. Narinig ko kasi yung speaker dito. Paano ko ba i-mute to? Help. Okay, someone needs to help me. But anyway, while they're fixing my speaker, everything goes. Kasi live tayo. Anything can just go wrong when you're doing live. But I'm always thankful because we have Jamal. So this one, I can hear this one. There's Jamal.
The show must go on, right? Like we're in Vegas.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamal. That's my hand for doing this. It's always like behind the scene. But, okay. Let me... I still can hear. Can we just mute this one?
Meron yung nagagaling
Ito?
ko.
Ayun.
The show must go on, right? Like we're in Vegas.
Sandali ha.
Okay, sandali lang daw. Okay. Ayan. Okay, kitang-kita ko dyan. Anyway, sige, kaya ko na lang i-ignore yan. Ignore ko na lang yung sound dito sa tabi ko.
Saan ba nagagaling?
I don't know. Anyway, okay lang, ganyan talaga. But, hanapin ko rin itong aking sasabihin na. Ang ingay kasi. Pero hindi nyo naman naririnig. So, what's important is what you guys are hearing on your end. So, I'll just have to ignore it. And I want to introduce our very first guest today. Happy 4th of July again to everyone who just like joined us here on F Magazine Live. Yay! Panalo! Salamat! Okay, since we're talking about inclusivity and exclusivity, our first guest would be sharing her story, and I'm sure we're gonna learn a lot from her. She was Miss Metropolitan Tokyo 2002 first runner-up, Miss Amazing Philippines 2007, Best in National Costume top 15, Manila's 5 Prettiest in 2012, Best in Long Gown top 10, Miss Gay Philippines 2013, Miss Friendship, and she was also included in the top 10. She is the current CEO of Loresential, hirapan ako dun ha, Business English Trainer. Please all welcome Miss Erica Luis.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, Philippines, and happy 4th of July sa US.
Hi, Erica. Kamusta?
Hi, Fleur. I'm pretty well. Thank you. It's morning, so I just had my coffee. So energetic tayo for today.
And I'd like you to meet Jovi Calma, my co-host today.
Hi, Erica.
Hi, Jovi. Good evening. Happy 4th.
Yeah, same here, and a happy Phil and Friendship Day. I know we're also celebrating that, right? In the Philippines.
Erica, can you tell us how you felt when finally a transgender woman here in the USA finally made it on stage and represent Miss Nevada?
Well, at first, I was happy, and I am happy for her that finally the acceptance is finally met. But with regards to the inclusivity, I'm quite neutral in terms of that, which I'm going to talk about later. But for Cataluna, I'm very happy for her.
Congratulations, Miss Cataluna. We're very proud of you for making history. And also, she said, yung win niya ay pagkapanalo din natin lahat. Diba? Ang ganda naman nun, diba?
Yes.
Yeah, considering she's also like Filipino American, right? Cataluna, yes.
Yes, she is. She is a Phil. Yes.
Exactly. And so she's not only carrying the LGBTQIA plus flag, but she is also carrying the Filipino flag.
Exactly. So, can you expound more when you said you're neutral when it comes to either exclusivity or inclusivity? So, beauty pageants.
Yes, well, I am neutral because I understand both parties. I understand the stand of the women who are against the idea of trans joining this beauty contest or beauty pageant. No, it is similar to how I felt when, because I'm a Beda and I'm from San Beda. And when I was studying in San Beda, it used to be an exclusive school for boys. So when I came back to the Philippines, and I learned that they now have women or girls in the school, I was like, huh? Like, parang nawala na yung exclusivity niya. And my initial reaction was, bakit? So I kind of understand where the women are coming, like the cis women are coming from. But at the same time, because I am also part of of course, I'm part of the LGBT community. Of course, I'm happy. Especially, I'm happy that now we are finally being recognized as women, as we're supposed to be recognized. So, yon. Dun sa part na yon, I am neutral.
So, ibig ba sabihin nun, okay lang sa'yo kung halimbawang yung mga beauty pageants exclusively for women, naturally born women. And then you have
Well, if you're
na,
well, if you're the organizer, you have all the rights. You know, you have all the rights. If you don't want to include trans women, that's your right as an organizer. Um, Kasi yung the 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 reason why we are accepting trans women in the cis pageant is because of the gender recognition law. So in all of those countries where they recognize trans women as women, that is the reason why they are also opening the doors to trans women to join this pageant. Because like if you're going to pass a law saying that okay, we recognize you as a woman, it cannot be like, oh, we recognize you as a woman, but you cannot join this. You know, it um I'm going to use like in simple terms, I would say that, let's say, for example, you're a Filipino immigrant in the U.S., right? So if you're an immigrant and you are given a green card or a citizenship, you change your citizenship to American, you get all the benefits, all the privileges as a natural born American. You have all the rights. You can vote. You can get health care insurance. You can have everything. It's the same as with gender recognition law. So if your country recognizes you as a woman, there is no reason for you not to be able to join a CSBD pageant. So yun yung sa akin. But here in the Philippines, because we don't have a gender recognition law, then you don't see trans women here in the Philippines are fighting their right to, nako, isalin niyo ako dyan. I want to be in Binibining Pilipinas or whatnot. Because we know the limits, we know the limitations, we know the law, and we know that it is not, it's not accepted, it's not allowed here in the Philippines.
right now, maybe in the future. Is
So
there
like knowing that,
for you guys to
so I have a good question to Erica, kapatid Flor. So I know that Philippines is one of the conservative countries, right? You know, and all that. So have you felt about being restricted, you know, with the with the pageant world, like in the Philippines, back in the Philippines, Erica? I know that you also competed international. So How do you feel about it? Can you share us like how you felt during the pageant?
Well, yes. Yes, because um, the rights that trans women are fighting for is totally different from what the gay men are fighting for. Like, let's say, for example, same-sex marriage. I want to tap on that issue. Same-sex marriage. Like the gay men here are fighting for their rights to get married to the person that they love, but it's different for trans women because we don't we don't want to be married to the same sex because we consider ourselves as women. So when we get married, we want to be married as a woman, not as a man.
Okay.
If you can understand that, yeah. So the struggles and the struggles of trans women are quite different from the struggles of the gay men in the Philippines.
So
So
speaking
if
of
you
struggles, Erica, so challenges, right? Have you felt ever verbally violated or in a most boldest word na nabastos ka ba? Did you undergo through that? Na nabastos ka
uh,
ba in the past or
nabastos. Well, I guess yes, because in my like I belong to the generation wherein um we were the ones who introduced transgenderism to the public, right? So I was born in the 70s, and
Mhm.
I spent my teen life during the late 80s and early 90s. So during that time, people didn't even know the word trans women or transgender. We were just considered as gay.
Yeah.
So it was my generation who were out in the open, and we were the ones who introduced what trans women are in public. So yeah, I had my share of pambabastos, but not to the extent na I was like really harassed or
Yeah.
physically harassed or whatnot. But hindi mo maiwasan yung mga catcalling or yung verbally babastusin ka in public, but that was a long time ago. Like I would never experience that in the past 10 years, 10 to 15 years. So I guess the society has changed in the Philippines wherein they're already used to seeing people like us. So wala na yung ganon. Um, the only thing that I am uncomfortable about is when people don't use the correct pronoun. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
especially here in
Yeah,
the Philippines because
I,
they are so fond of using the term ma'am and sir.
huh?
So I would always catch myself correcting the person calling me sir. I'm like, sir, I'm not sir, I'm ma'am. Otherwise,
So
I'm
it's
not
like, what do
going.
you think they're doing about it? So just for sharing, because I work in the global space, for corporate area. So in our company, we're very big in diversity, equity, and inclusion campaign. So meaning in
Mhm.
every talent that we hire or recruit, let's say for example, in my company, right, where I work for, we're very big on that. And we do a lot of trainings, not only for our employees but also our external partners, stakeholders, and that's really big here in the US. So what do you think is the Philippines is kind of like embracing that kind of approach in terms of DEI?
Mhm.
Well, here in the Philippines, there are still a lot of companies because I used to work in different call centers in the past. There are still a lot of companies here wherein they won't allow transgenders to trans women to use
Mm,
the female bathroom um,
yeah.
simply because they are still legally male. And that is where the problem stems from. Again, we don't have a gender recognition law as compared to the United States. Like, let's say, for example, if I live in the United States and I am legally a woman, then I can file a lawsuit for a company or an establishment that won't allow me to use their bathroom. But it's the situation here is a little different.
Right. So, Erica, can you share with us kung ano yung pinakamasakit na naranasan mo nung nabash ka? Ano yung hindi mo makakalimutan?
Wala naman. No, I think I'm one of the lucky ones na I didn't really experience bullying, even when I was still studying. I don't takot sila sa akin.
Ano bang high
But
five?
yeah,
Ano kasi?
actually ako yung bully.
Ikaw, kaya naman pala eh. But I think,
No,
yeah,
but
Philippines, I think it's they're working towards it. I think, and eventually we'll see the transgender law applied. Even maybe we don't know, but I
yeah.
to answer Jovi's question, I think education, social media, and just campaigning for what's rightfully theirs would open people's mind to be more embracing and more inclusive. Something like that. Yun ang aking personal opinion. But let's go back to the pageant. What else need to be changed the pageant system? Are you happy what's going on right now on the pageant scene, or you want to see more improvement, Erica?
Um, to be quite honest, I am not a pageant enthusiast, not at all. The only reason why I joined pageant in the past was because of I would say boredom from work, because like when you're working a 9 to 5 job, it becomes mundane, and like you have this daily routine that you follow. So like whenever there's a chance for me to join a pageant, it's more of like a recreation time for me. But when it comes to the whole pageantry, I would say that I am happy because now they're more being inclusive, especially in this world. And I always stand stand by the what Miss Universe stands for. I remember when Angela Ponce competed in 2018. I could still remember what she said. She said that she didn't need to win; she just wanted to be there. So that speaks volume about Universe, the Miss Universe organization. It's really not about winning. It's not really not about winning the crown. It's about the feeling of being accepted, the feeling of being included. Like for those people out there who couldn't understand, they couldn't understand what transgenderism is, because there are still a lot of people who don't understand it. Here in the Philippines and even in states, they would say like, we're mentally ill. It's a mental illness. Like you were born a man. Why would you want to change? Um, it's
Bakit nga ba?
uh, parang ano yan eh, no, like when you're a child and you move into a new neighborhood, you meet new children in the neighborhood. So for a while they won't include you in their playtime, like when they're playing outside, and then finally one day they call you, hey, halika, sali ka. You know that feeling of like, oh my god, like now I can join, now I have friends, now I am accepted. Yun yung feeling na yun eh.
I'm
So
very
go.
intrigued about you, Erica. Right? I can see right now a very strong person in front of me. But I would like to know who you were. Sino ba si Erica Louise in the past? Can you share us who was Erica? And
Well,
who is Erica?
yeah, well, uh, I could still clearly remember even before I turned 1 year old. I still have memories. So I could clearly remember when I was 3 or 4 years old that I thought that I was a girl because I was like when you're 3 or 4 years old you're not aware of your sexuality pa eh. So whenever someone asked me, because I was born in the 70s, so I was sporting the apple cut.
Yeah.
So people would sometimes ask me like, babae ba siya, lalaki ba siya? And then in my mind, I'm like, I'm a girl. And then when I started learning about my sexuality at the age of 7, at the age of 8, that's when I started questioning myself, like why am I in this body? Why don't I have long hair? And I remember when I was clear. This is a clear memory. We went to Batangas. I was 8 years old. We went to Batangas. We went to the beach, and I was so ashamed that I wasn't wearing a bra.
Wow. Okay.
I was, yes, I was so ashamed to show my chest. I was like, no, I need something to cover my chest.
Mm.
So yon. And then it was a difficult the transition was easy. I transitioned when I was 16. I was accepted by my this is a funny story because I was accepted by my brothers. I have three older brothers, and they were very accepting. My mama wasn't as accepting as me. So I had a difficulty opening up to my mom.
Oh,
But that I had to pack my stuff and leave the house at age 16.
wow. So did you go abroad to have all this revision, I mean transformation? And ano
Uh,
ginawa mo abroad?
no, yes, I started my transition at age 16. I was taking contraceptive pills to have hormones. And then I flew to Japan when I was 17. That's when I really started my transition. And then I had breast augmentation at age 18. And then much later on in life, I had my sex reassignment surgery.
I see. Ako, thank you naman for sharing all this to
I
us.
know, and it's really, you're such a warrior. I would honestly say, so you're a brave soul, to be out there and to be who you are. I think, yeah, the bottom line here is really acceptance, and you should have a very strong support system, most especially family, diba? Dapat dun talaga nag-start. If you don't have that kind of support, I think that's how, not, everyone, actually everyone, nagpe-fail.
I know a lot of trans women who were not accepted by their family, and that's what breaks them. That's what crushes them.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you. Go
Thank you.
girl, go Erica.
Swerte na accepting yung family niya, and I feel really sad doon sa mga iba na nahirapan talaga, na sobrang laki ng struggle nila.
Yeah.
Last, kumusta naman ang love life mo?
Well, yung love life ko is just like my YouTube account, dormant. Dormant.
Sa YouTube account ha? Dormant. Parang F Magazine lang.
Yeah. But like,
Available.
I don't know.
Duh.
Kung darating, why not? But I'm like, in my age right now, that's like, I re- I have a lot of trans women friends who are already married and who are happily married, and of course, that's what I am uh, aiming for right now. Not not about going out dating and stuff like that. I want to settle down in the future. I want to find the right man to settle down. But If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm also fine by it.
All right.
I believe in that too, Erica. So yeah,
Yes.
you're not
You just have
alone.
to be, you just have to be happy with yourself, and you know that you're
Exactly.
a whole person even without anyone else.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with you, right? So you really have to learn how to love yourself first before you're able to love, other people or other person, right?
Totally.
So
Yeah.
Sa akin pala ni Iman, yung stage wherein you have to do a lot of patunayan. Patunayera ka raw?
No, no, that was I think all trans women would agree with me when I say that everyone goes through that stage wherein when you're a teenager and you're in your 20s, especially when you're taking hormones and then you started to see the changes in your body. You want to prove to the world na I've arrived, babae na ako, like look at me. Ganon. But yeah, but I guess it's just normal. I mean, even cis men and women go through that, especially during the puberty stage. Um, but there would definitely come a time in your life when you're like, been there, done that, and like I'm already comfortable with myself, and I don't need to prove anything anymore.
All right. Well, thank you, Erica Luis, and tell us about your business. What are you doing? Right? Is your CEO of say it again? The name of your training center.
Yes, well, I'm a business owner of Fleur and Dr. So we are a small team of organic soap.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so we manufacture organic soap. So that's what I do for business on the side.
mhm.
And at the same time, I am teaching business English online. So I work for a European company. So we teach business English to different companies such as AstraZeneca, Mango. Now I'm teaching people from World Bank, so it's very stressful. But I enjoy it. Like teaching and training is my passion talaga. That's what I love doing.
Okay. We have
that's
YouTube,
wonderful.
Marco Ledesma. She said, I like Erica. She's a straightforward person.
Thank you.
That's nice. That's wonderful. I'm learning from a lot from you, Erica. So I can see
Thank you.
that I may not really know you personally, but then again, like from Kapatid Iman, with the Patunayanera, is that how you pronounce it? How you say it?
Patunayera.
Diba? Patuyan.
Meron ka bang in-idolize
Patunayera.
when you were growing up? Is there
Oh
somebody that
yeah.
you really look up to?
When I was growing up in the 70s, hindi ko na lang sasabihin ko ilang taon na ako. But when I was growing up in the 70s, of course, Wonder Woman, Linda Carter.
Yeah.
Siya talaga yung epitome, she is my epitome of a woman. And then Charlie's Angel, the original Charlie's Angel. It's
Oh,
funny
wow.
because
Yeah.
when I was growing up, my mom thought that I was playing cowboys and Indians kasi nagpabili ako ng baril-barilan, but she didn't know that I was playing Charlie's Angel.
Sino ka doon? Para po.
Yeah, now I can appreciate Farrah Fawcett, but when I was a kid, I liked Kate Jackson.
Ay, ako din. Kate Jackson din ako. Yung kapatid ko si Jacqueline Smith. And then, one of our gay friends, si Farrah Fawcett naman siya. All
People
right.
like Wonder Woman and all. So I know like we can all relate to that. Pero and thank you for sharing, Erica, with kung sino yung talagang ina-idolize more that you look up to. Pero as a trans, meron ba na
Mm,
Guys,
wala.
stand by now.
Wala.
Wala.
All right. Your final message to our listeners today, Erica.
Well, thank you very much. And this was a wonderful experience for me. This is my first time to do a live stream like this, so it's a wonderful. It
Oh,
was a wonderful experience, and thank you so much. And my message to everyone: let's spread love.
oh,
Yun lang.
I love
Let's spread love and accept everyone for who and what they are.
to accept
I
everything.
love that. Very well said.
Pero teka muna, bago ka umalis, Erica, ang ganda ng bahay. Nasaan ka ba? Bahay mo ba yan? Hindi ba yan from your bahay or green screen ba yan?
Green screen siya.
Ah, hindi nga.
Mukhang totoo.
I thought like kapatid, Flor, I thought like nasa siya, Tagaytay.
Tagaytay.
Is it true?
Wala namang usok, di ba?
Okay, well, thank you so much, Miss Erica. You take care and thank you
Thank
for
you as well.
work with us. We'll
It's
see.
great to virtually meet
Thank
you,
you.
Erica. Go girl, go power.
Bye. Thank you. Happy 4th again. Bye-bye.
Ayan. Grabe. Ang dami nating natutunan, kapatid Joey, from
I know.
East.
Yon.
Now let's move on and introduce our next guest tonight.
Yes.
Pero anong bago natin introduce yung ating next guest, grabe, no? Siguro ang hirap talaga ng pinagdaanan ng ating mga kaibigang trans women.
I can only imagine. Kasi during her time, diba?
Diba? Love wins and look where they are now.
Yes, and during her time kasi iba yung nila, yung time. During their time, hindi pa ganun progressive or
Parang pareho
nag-evolve.
kami ng time, girl.
Parehas tayo ng time.
Pero ako talaga, bata pa lang talaga ako. I never hindi ako nang bully. Talaga, I think.
Yes. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Nung time nila, I can only imagine kung ano yung struggles niya.
Hindi talaga hirap sila kasi lalo nung panahon ko, di ba? Growing up, tapos kinukutsa sila. Okay, tawagin na nating next guest. Siya po ay pageant director, coach, and producer. National Director for the Miss Globe USA, Miss Aura International. Parang gusto ko sabihin, Miss Aura International. Aura ka lang dyan. Di ba Aura yun? Mutiana Pilipinas USA. Marami pang iba. At hindi lang yon, mentor and international singer and entertainer pa. Let's all welcome Mr. Jean Flores!
Jean Flores in the house!
Hi guys. Hello ladies. Am I on?
How are you?
I am so good. It's been a while since we got in together, you guys. This is like epic.
I'm so happy to see you virtually again, Jean.
What happened?
Live. And I'm so honored to be here, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, Philippines. We have so many watching right now, and I'm also on Facebook Live. So,
thank you for sharing.
Yes, mga kababayan natin.
4th of July.
I'm so honored to be here, to be surrounded by this empowered women.
You're too kind, Jean. You're too kind.
Gusto ko sa background mo, paano mo yan na-bouquet ng ganyang ka-blurry?
I don't know. I just went to, I guess, Zoom background to blur it.
Wow.
Yes.
I love it. Para kang pro dyan, ha? Tell us what's happening, Jean. We haven't seen you in a while. I know it's because of the pandemic. So what's keeping you busy? Anong projects na naka-line up?
Well, as I was telling Jovi earlier, it's been so sad to be stuck, not to be able to travel for the past, a year and a half now. Because usually this time of the year, I'm back in Manila to do the Mutia, to do the Miss Asia Pacific, other pageants also. But although Last year, October, I was able to attend the Miss Globe pageant in Albania
Mhm.
during the in the midst of the pandemic. They're able to push through. So this year also again, and also happening in September for the Miss Aura. I just became the national director for the USA for the Miss Aura International.
Ano yung Miss Aura na yan?
It's
Aura
I'm so
Aura.
curious about it.
a new pageant. This is their either third or fourth year. It's based in Turkey, Antalya, Turkey. It's an international level as well. So I'll will be representing United States. The concept is a combination of supermodel slash traditional beauty pageant. So it's not your cookie cutter Miss Beauty pageant style like the Miss Globe, the Miss Universe, the Miss Earth. So it's more geared of supermodel kind of like fashion, runway, but they're also focused in the tourism. They're based in Antalya, Turkey. So hopefully we make it. This is the first year for us to participate. Actually, the second year, but last year they didn't have the national director. But this year, I just became the national director, and as well as the Miss Globe is going to be happening in November in Albania. So
So I'm curious about that, James, and that kudos to you, for continuously making waves, right? And but is it like a hybrid pageant when you mentioned about like supermodel with a twist of like an addition of fashion and all that? So what are the qualifications or the criteria?
your
Ba
traditional,
trans dyan?
very traditional. I know it's a very controversial subject right now. As we all know, Miss Nevada USA, a trans woman just won. um, I have a mixed feeling about it as well. I like what Miss Erica said earlier. I wish she could have stayed more so that we could all have discussion. She's very smart, and a lot of these trans women are very smart. It's a choice. But in terms of the pageant, the Miss Aura, it's your typical traditional. I don't know if they're going to accept trans women. It's kind of like the trending right now. So um, my input on that is every pageant have their own system, and
Okay.
every pageant owner or every pageant organizer has the right to accept or decline who they will want to participate. And as we know, when Catriona Gray competed at the Miss Universe, they have a trans woman that competed from Spain,
Spain.
and that was like like an introduction to her. But in the past, we've had trans women competed locally, like in the U.S. I believe it Miss Earth pageant, but they're not really like so vocal about it because it's kind of like taboo. You kind of like now it's becoming. I mean, and as everybody know, the trend in pageantry right now is it's evolving. We're 2021. We're going to a different level of pageantry. Um, but my take on that is, let's respect the pageant system. Of course, Miss Universe is the same system as Miss USA, so why will not they accept trans women? But on the other hand, I mean, it's kind of unfair to the real woman because, again, traditionally you have to be a natural born woman, but
It's a
requirements,
yeah.
what would they require? Would they disclose that in the beginning? Would they, so there's a lot of
Close that.
discussion.
Because
As a pageant producer myself, I have no problem with it, but you have to disclose to your delegates, to your applicants, because so at least they know. There's no surprise, or there's no. I mean, I tell you, trans women are so intelligent. Trans women are so creative, and a lot of these people are competitive. A lot of these people are pro. I mean, but how can you compete? I mean, a lot of this trans women that competes in pageants are veterans.
what if they don't disclose? But I'm sure it will come out kasi syempre marami pa rin naman nakakilala sa kanila as trans.
Of course, I mean,
Right? And
but
someone
if
will
I were to
spill
be
the
an
beans.
applicant that will apply, I would ask.
I
you
guess
know,
so
Yeah,
hindi ba yung dinidisclose? Is there
but that's the thing. I mean, as a producer, as an organizer, I have to disclose it.
okay?
That
Or hulaan na lang daw.
at the end, I don't want to be sued. I don't want to be bashed. I don't want to be blamed because it's a competition. At the end of the day, it's about competition. If
Yeah,
you
I agree. I agree with you that it has to be like really disclosed since
that
day one.
you're a loser.
You know,
So
sa Miss Nevada, tatlo yung transgender doon sa top 5.
yes, yes,
5. 3 out of 5 ang trans woman.
yes. So it's really contradiction. I mean, it's about, it's about acceptance, it's about respect. But as the organizer, they should also disclose to the, to the applicants, to the delegates, so that way everything is open. Everything is transparent, because people, I'm sure, especially the recent Miss Nevada USA, if I were the one of the candidates that I didn't know anything about it. I mean, a lot of people, I guess, didn't know until the night of the pageant. And bless Cataluna's heart. I mean, and she won, and I'm sure she'll do well in the national. She's very articulate. She's very intelligent. She's very, very pretty. I mean, and she's very, very. I mean, she's born to be a woman. It's given. And but
A producer, would you accept trans?
I would. I mean, I have no problem as long as that person will also respect our pageant system. Also, I will disclose not to the to the candidates, to the delegates, so that everything is transparent, so that there's no surprise. And typically in a pageant world, if you don't win, some girls may turn to be, sad. Some girls may turn to be, your worst nightmare enemy because they didn't win. But it's just human. I guess we're all human beings. But again, my other take on that is we also have international or local platforms for the trans women, transgender, and transsexual pageant. Internationally, we have beauty pageant for trans women. So I would also promote and have them use that platform. Um, because on the other hand, I mean, now that this is happening, would we allow straight women to join a trans pageant? So, di ba? That's another topic, di ba? So if you allow a trans woman to join a so-called, you have to be natural woman and straight pageant, then you have to allow straight women to compete.
But remember, depending
And
as
trans.
organized. Does Miss America allow trans women to join?
Of course, I mean, and again,
Do we know?
depending on the organizer, depending on the platform of the pageant. Um, but again, they have to disclose. I think they should disclose, so that way at the end there's no, because if I didn't know as a delegate or a contestant, I would feel cheated also, because how can I compete to a beautiful, stunning, smart, intelligent, professional in pageantry, competition. I mean, it's really is a very, very contradicting, very, very controversial topic. Again, in the pageantry world right now, everything is evolving, everything is changing, because as you noticed, last Miss Universe, Miss Australia is she's the very shortest candidate. I mean, typically in a pageant world, you have to be tall, you have to be slim, you have to be petite, but again, it's also changing now that they're more being accepting. I mean, I believe Miss Australia is only 5'4" or 5'3".
Wala bang pang 5?
So they're being open about in terms of height, because traditionally in the old mentality, if you have to be in an international pageant, you have to be at least 5'6" or 5'7". They will not accept you if you're under 5'6" or 5'5", but she's only 5'3", I believe. And that's good, because a pageant is a stepping stone for bettering somebody else's life, in terms of improving yourself as an individual. It's a good way to to be a part of that, because people think pageant is very cliche. People think pageant is about exposing or estimating a lot of women. No, it's about improving yourself. It's about using it as your stepping stone to fulfill your dream, your aspiration, and so on and so on. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
So Gina, I have a good question for you. So you mentioned about like evolution, right? Evolution of pageantry and all that. So can you share with us, like, how do you view the evolution of beauty in the pageantry? So meaning like we evolved in a lot of different ways, but in your own view or perception, how do you say that the evolution of beauty has changed in the pageants over time?
This is like on the spot top 10 question. Miss Jovi so intelligent.
Coach
God,
na
it's
eh.
like a top five
Yan.
final question.
Pinag-uusap ko si Jun. Ikaw talaga kapatid Jovi, ha?
Yeah, oh my God.
We're ano lang.
No,
It's a random conversation.
as we all know, beauty comes within, diba? Beauty comes within. You don't have to be pretty, you don't have to be fat, skinny, or whatever, tall, short. I mean, beauty comes within. Um,
So, pag nakita mo ba ang isang babae, alam mo na agad?
you know,
Meron kang ganong eye?
as a pageant expert, I can say that I go with my guts.
Aha.
I go with my guts.
Okay.
Somebody who has the personality, somebody who has the drive, somebody who is very potentially a winner. You know, because we go to an international competition. I look at it as like an Olympic competition. You know, you go there to represent your country, you go there to represent your organization, you go there to represent the girl. You know, she's the face of the United States. So if I see someone, let's say like Miss Jovi, I go with my guts and I'm never wrong with it. And a lot of people are asking, why don't you host a pageant now? I mean, why don't you, you know, as everybody knows, I started Miss Asia Arizona, I started all this pageant, but why would I have to stress myself to host a pageant where I just cast call and, you know, look for talents, look for people that are potentially winners. Um, I go with my guts. I mean, if I see their profile and I see them that they're very proactive in the community, they have all this academics, I see them like, you know, good personality, why not give the opportunity? You know, I go for the interview process. Um, Beauty outside, you can enhance. Personality inside and what's within, you cannot teach that to the person because that person has to have that since day one that person is born. My job is to just bring out the best of that person, to make it happen for that person, to to make her evolve, you know, to make her to be the best of the best, and to help her to you know, to be a success, to be, you know, her success is my pride. I mean, I take so much pride and joy with this, you know, responsibility, because at the end of the day, my job is to protect that person, because we go there to compete, we go there to hopefully win the title. But at the end of the day also, I want that person to embrace and to enjoy the participation, because the opportunity, the perks, everything, when you become a title holder, you become a role model, you become a public person, people follow you, you know, you magnetize people because of your title. And that's the advantage of having a title, to represent your country and also your community. So
I agree. I definitely agree with you, Jean. And thank you for sharing your inputs and insights. I know, like in the past, that we've always have this stereotyping, you know, like with the beauty and all that. And now it's like we're evolving. I like that. But as an individual, like, how do you end up doing this? Why there's a Jean Flores who's doing this now?
you know,
What's your purpose?
yeah, as we know, people think that pageant is very cliche. Pageant is very, you know, corny. Pageant is very, it's very expensive, you know, because at the end of the day, you have to invest. You have to invest in your time, your effort, everything, etc. But from a personal experience, I probably will not be able to do that if I didn't have experience. Um, you know, back in my early young days, back in the 90s, I've also competed for the male pageant. I've competed
Oh,
as,
there you go.
yeah, for, you know, for the Mr. California, Mr.
Dami
Gapa.
alam yan, Jean.
Ah,
Pera ka din pala.
you it's so funny because when I started singing in Manila,
Uh-huh.
even though you're a singer, you still have insecurities in your life. So when I got to the US, I moved to the US in 1985, and then I went to school. I had a job on the side, and of course, I'm very interested in performing arts, and but what I did that I did not regret in my life is to participate in the male pageant. I remember when I asked my dad, I said, Pa, I said, I want to join Mr. Asia of California. Sabi ng dad ko, my dad said, what the heck are you doing to yourself? I mean, why are you competing? Is there such thing as male pageant? Or, di ba mga pang mga bading lang yan, di ba yung mga ganun concept? But, it really helps me. I did well. And then after I won, I also competed internationally for the Mr. Asian International
Wow.
back in
Hindi
1990.
namin alam yan, Jean, ha?
Oh, I never really share.
Shared you
I never really share to a lot of people.
dancing.
Back in 95, was it nine? No, 92. 92 is when I competed first for
Oh.
the Mr. Gapa.
Sana pinadala mo pala kami ng picture para na-share.
Yes, I will. And then I competed for
Send it ako. So, we'll,
Mr. Asia of California, and then I represented US for the Mr. Asia International, and I captured the title back in 1994.
wow.
With the experience,
You have to
So
share
that's new, huh?
yes, and I also won Mr.
your
Talent awards and all that. Kasi, di ba, singer, di ba?
Wow.
So, and I remember I
Hindi
did,
na namin mag-perform, Jean, kasi nga
I
wala
did,
tayong
In
ano.
Your Eyes pa nga
Dapat
yung,
pala pinakanta namin ikaw today.
In Your Eyes pa nga yung competition, ano ko piece ko eh.
Wow.
So that's how it all started. That's how it all started, because
Always have big respect,
if
admiration
I did not do
for
that,
able to join contests.
yes, if I did not do that, I will not be here today. My passion is to basically share my
Pinangarap ko
knowledge.
rin ba?
Oh, yeah.
Join ng contest. Hindi.
So, I wanted to do it only once because it's really it's very stressful. It's a very stressful, competition. You have to be mentally, physically, and you have to be ready because it's not just competing. Of course, when you compete, you want to win.
True.
And competing with other people, I mean, so it's not easy. But if I didn't do that, I will not be able here today. I will not
That's
probably be able to-
wonderful. Thank you so much, Jean, for sharing that. So now, kapatid Flor was even sharing, mentioning earlier, hindi niya alam yun before. So now,
people doesn't know because everybody thought that I was just I started young in the Philippines as a singer
Experienced.
to be in the entertainment, but of course it really helped me immensely to boost my self-esteem, to really where I'm at now, because if I didn't have that tool in my life or stepping stone, I will not be able to teach this younger generation.
Right. And you're able to understand
right.
what you're going through because you yourself
Exactly.
went through that experience
Exactly.
as well.
yeah.
But-
So I know way back in, when I remember, you were also like training or coaching, diba? Like when I met you the first time,
Yes,
Jean.
Yes,
That
in
was
Chicago,
amazing. I can't forget that. Sabi ko, pwede ba kaya ako maging Queen Lola then in the future? But I'm not Lola yet.
Pageant, that was
Yeah.
like years ago.
And Asia, Arizona. Every year I look forward to Miss Asia, Arizona
Hopefully we'll bring it back
doing
as a
that.
tradition, yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's just so much work. It's so much work to stage a pageant like that. Because if you're gonna do it, might as well do it with a bang, And it's just too much stress, too much energy, too much. It's
But
very
we'll be here
expensive.
to support you. So when you're ready to do that again, we'll rally behind you as well.
Hopefully, when the pandemic stop, hopefully within the next a year or two, I want to push Miss Globe USA, the Miss Globe USA, because they're actually asking me to stage or mount a production.
Okay.
But it takes a community to do that. I mean, it's not just takes 6 months at least preparation.
So how do we know, like, halimbawa, yung mga teens na, or everyone who wants to join a pageant, how do they know that it's a legit pageant and not,
You just have to be really careful about it. You just have to do your research,
research?
word of mouth, ask people that have been in the pageant, ask the experts, because in this industry now, there's so many competition. People claim that they could be the director, they could be a coach, they could be a producer. It's got to come from an experience. You got to have an experience to really be able to at least, but nowadays it's so easy to buy title. I mean, we all know that. And there's nothing wrong with it. But you just want to
Okay.
be sure that
What's your take on that one?
I have no problem with it. As long as it doesn't go through your head, main thing is this is about a commitment. I always ask the girls that I'm recruiting that once you say yes, you gotta have to have 101% commitment. Either yes or no. That's all I ask. Yes, that means you move forward and I ask for your 100% commitment. No, that means that you gotta have a good reason why you're declining me now. Because if I ask you now, if I offer and give you this opportunity, that means you got to have a good reason why you're saying no to me. But if you do say no, then I move on, I move forward, and I may not ask you again because who else will give you this opportunity? I mean, it's all about being legitimate. It's all about, understanding what you're getting into. It's a commitment because once you're given or once you're appointed to have that title, it's a responsibility. You automatically become a role model. You automatically become a public figure. You become a community leader. You become sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. I mean, there's so much opportunity out there. It will open up a lot of doors for you. Whatever your future, whatever your goal, whatever your aspiration in life, you could be a newscaster, you could be a professional, in medical field. I mean, I have a lot of girls that I've helped in the past that I'm so proud that they're doing so well in the mainstream
Can you
arena
take
right
me,
now.
Jean? I'm signing up.
Oh, you are? Yeah. We should do a Miss F magazine beauty queen. The search is on for the
No,
Miss.
seriously, I just wanna take this opportunity to ask your support. House of Miruku, we're having the Spectrum 2021, September 25th.
I don't want to spill the beans yet, but I think I'm part of the board.
I heard.
By the way, thank you for arranging this opportunity. Thank you, Direk Iman Historical. I know your health is not really well, but hey, life goes on.
He's
Jean,
an ultra Eman.
dress.
Ultra Eman.
Of course.
Nakita mo ba yung hairdress ko? Pwede naman pasabog. Pwede
Parang
naman mag-
I love the pasabog, the fireworks.
Instead of
I
crowd.
love it.
Naka-scrubs ako kasi kakagaling ko lang. After this, tatakbo na naman ako sa pasyente kaya hindi na ako
It looks like a nice blouse. Flora.
Ako nga, like I'm here for holiday, 4th of July. It's a good thing our fireworks here is 11 o'clock. So I still have time to take a nap.
In Vegas right now.
Yeah.
Gusto mong sabihin sa ating community, Jean, and again, thank you for joining us tonight on a holiday.
Yes, first of all, thank you, F Magazine. Thank you, Miss Floor, Miss Jovi, Miss Charmel, for hosting, and really an honor for me to be here to share my knowledge. And I wish Erica should have stayed, but get more discussion all night long interview.
Nasaan na si Charmel na wala na inuna ang paggala sa lake? Wala yata
But everybody's busy on the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
I wish everybody a good holiday, safe for the fireworks tonight. And Philippines, thank you also for supporting all my followers. I mean, we're on live on Facebook as well. So what can I say about all of this? I mean, let's just be open-minded. Pageantry world right now is evolving. It's 2021. As long as we're open, communicating to one another, and like what they say online, before you click, you have to think about it. Or before before you join a pageant, you really have to think about it. Ask yourself if this is really for you. It's not for everybody, But if you're just doing this for your own personal, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It's a platform that you can use to expand your horizon. It's a platform that you can use to better your life, to become a better individual, to share your knowledge, and hopefully in the future you could be a mentor like us, like all of us. It takes one to really to be in this kind of event or responsibility. just be honest to yourself and help your community. Basically, be who you are. Don't change yourself, and especially don't become somebody else in the future. I mean, a lot of these girls, from my experience, they use it as their platform to really become someone, and yet it doesn't go through their head. That's very important.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Jean, on that, because
Eugene.
definitely for like in pageantry, that for me, I believe, right, like real queens really fix each other's
Exactly.
crowns.
Exactly. And
Ayan.
once you're a
Ayan
queen,
na,
you're
ready
a
na si
queen.
Jovi Kama to join. Mentor mo na siya, Jean. Well, thank you again, Jean.
Thank you
We
so very
learned a
much.
lot from you, and we'll have you back next time.
I know, let's do
Yes, I can't
that.
wait to hear you sing again, Jean.
Sana with the pandemic, I hope I'm ready. I miss being on stage. I miss being around friends like you. Hopefully, we'll be able to be back normal.
Normal, yes. All right.
And
Thank
get vaccinated, guys.
Bye, Jean.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jean. Bye. I'll see you in Arizona.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Like the heart. I don't know how to do a heart.
Bye. Ako, Jovi, tapos na tayo
Do
sa
a heart. You have to teach me how to do that. How do you do a heart? It's like, I don't know. Can I just do this? I think it's easier.
Yes. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and Jovi Kama. And let's watch Jovi next time. Ha, yung on point. Last message mo, Jovi.
Well, I really love our conversation today. From exclusivity to inclusivity. So from exclusivity from my heart, which I can't really do. So yeah, I would like to really focus on.
Saglit, bakit hindi mo magawa?
Ewan ko, bakit ba?
What's
Kasi
wrong?
wala akong heart? O wala akong sweetheart?
Ay,
Hindi, ano na ganito na lang. Ganon.
Bigay nyo na lang. Small ang heart.
Small. No, I have a big heart and I welcome everyone. Diba? I have a huge spot.
Okay.
I love that one. No, so basically, seriously, I just want to say that I love our conversation tonight. So basically, I've learned a lot. So sabi nga ni Jean, so it's not all about yourself, right? When you join a pageantry, it's all about sharing your whole self and be who you are. And definitely, it's all about sisterhood as well. And when you talk about the real beauty, it's for me, real beauty is really something that comes from within, and one that is something that empower yourself and others. Pwede na ako sumali sa Beauty Queen contest.
Sagot mo, girl. Susunod ikaw na ang nasa stage, ha?
No, I miss acting. Come on. Acting is my first love. But September 25th, House of Miruku, right? Spectrum 2021.
Spectrum, yes. Naku, excited na ako dyan. Oh, okay, Jovi. Thank you again for joining me tonight. And happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Enjoy your stay in Vegas and post live para sa sa mga fireworks. 11 p.m. pa dyan. Dito sa amin, siguro mga 9. Natanggal na agad si Jovi. Jovi, sister, love you. Thank you. So with that, we're so happy to be back again here on Facebook Live and on YouTube, My F Magazine. And our next topic would most likely be about the Widowmaker. So para yan, tuloy na yan. At kailangan talagang ma-share ang storya ni Mr. Iman Esturco so that every one of us will know and learn from that life-threatening experience. Pero let's go back to yung takeaway ko sa exclusivity versus inclusivity. We heard it from a trans woman, Erica Luis, and a pageant coach. Pareho sila na neutral. It's all gonna be on the organizer's decision to whether exclude or include. And at the end of this all, I think bottom line is it's all about accepting respect, whether they're going to exclude or whether they're going to include, respect the decision of the organizers. And don't forget na ang panalo dito palagi is love. So love wins. Thank you so much. Happy 4th and thank you so much for hanging out with Fleur. See you again next time. Bye! O, pero papalakpak.